So be on your mats with two blocks. The first pose we're going to do is Parivrtta Parshva Konasana, which is a revolved standing pose. I'm going to demonstrate on Evelyn's mat. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. So you can watch me from the back. I jump my feet wide, turn to the right, bend, and bring my left arm around my right leg. It's a revolved twist. As I turn in the pose, I extend out through my back heel to lengthen the spine and come into the pose. Now you're going to do on your mats. Stand in the middle of your mat. Have your blocks on the back side of your mat so you won't hit them. Jump wide. Turn your left toes in and your right foot completely out. Inhale, exhale, come to a right angle on the front leg and revolve. Now take your left arm all the way across to the outside of your bent right leg. Find your block. Press into your, Bobby, turn your back toes in a little bit.
Back toes.
Yes, towards me. There you go. Take your right hand to your right hip joint. Turn your chest towards A Street. Press into your back heel. Now take the arm all the way up over your ear. And then press into both feet. Inhale, come all the way up. So for balance, Bobby, you can adjust your stance.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everyone else, we're going to turn to your left now. Turn your right toes in and your left foot completely out. Inhale, exhale, come to a right angle and turn your torso. Swing yourself around to take the right hand now to the outside of the left leg. Take your left hand to your left hip crease, press it back to lengthen the left waist. Turn now towards me. Turn your chest. Breathe. And then take the arm up all the way. Lengthen. Press into that back heel, lengthen. Now inhale, come on up. Turn to face forward. Step, jump your feet together. Let me show you a way to get around a little better. I'm going to go back to your mat, Evelyn. So this time when I come into the pose, we're all working on this. Here's my brick. If I allow myself to turn more and bring my brick back, I can get more of the twist. So for now, we're going to bring the brick back, take the hand here, lengthen the spine, and get more of the torso turning around. And then we can come into the pose. So arrange your bricks so they're on the back of your mat. Jump wide, turning to the right. Turn your left toes in, your right foot completely out. Inhale, exhale, come to a right angle, and then turn. Now take your left arm all the way across. You still want to keep a straight right leg, but it's okay if that heel comes up for the time being. Get your block. Evelyn, have you got your block?
Mm-hmm.
Get your block. Now walk your block back towards the back of your mat. From that arm going back, lengthen and revolve the chest. Turn more towards me. Yeah. It's on now. The next pose we're going to do is Salamba Shirshasana, which is head balance pose. We're going to do it against a wall. So take the blocks off of your mat. Take your mat and fold it in fourths. And bring it against the wall. Like so. In head balance pose, we balance right on the top of our head, right on the crown of our head. I'm going to interlock my fingers and put them like this, all right? So watch me from the sides. And interlock my fingers and bring them right up to the edge of the wall and place my elbows shoulder width apart. And I place the crown of my head in between the hands, curl my toes under, press my forearms down, press my outer wrist down, and walk in. You see how I press my outer wrist down to lift the shoulders away from the ears. That makes lots of space for the neck. We're going to come here, and first we're just going to take one leg up, get used to being up in the air, then the other leg up, and then you'll rest, and then we'll take the full pose, one leg and then the next. Pressing the elbows down, pressing the forearms down to lengthen the spine. Look at from the side how I take my buttocks away from the wall and bring my floating ribs, the front side of me, towards the wall to be more up and down. When you come down, now you're going to do Shirshasana. So come to your mat, interlock your fingers. Have your elbows shoulder width apart. And press your forearms and wrists down. Now place your head in between so that the back of it is near your hands, touching your hands. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips. Walk in. Bobby, walk in. Press your outer wrist down now to bring those shoulders away from your ears. Press your forearms down. Evelyn, it looks like that your left elbow's out a little bit. There you go. Walk in a little bit more. Now take your right leg up. Lengthen it up. Press your elbows down. Press your forearms down. And bring your leg back down. Make sure you're still even. Kelly, open those armpits. Now take your left leg all the way up. Press your elbows down. Press your forearms down. Lift those shoulders. So resist the temptation to go into the wall with your upper back. Keep the upper back away. And then bring yourself down, rest for a moment. Now you're going to go all the way up, so come back into the pose, interlock your fingers. Curl your toes under, lift your hips. Walk in, walk in, walk in, walk in. Press those forearms down, press those elbows down, lift the shoulders away from the ears. Now take one leg up and then the other. Right on up. Whoops. Got it? Lengthen the legs up the wall. Lengthen all the way up. Lengthen through those legs. Now draw the buttocks away from the wall.
Thank you. I know it's biting me.
And bring your floating ribs towards the wall. Lengthen both legs up. Press your forearms down to get the shoulders away from the ears. So you have a nice lot of space. Breathe. And now bring one leg down and then the other. And just undo and rest for a moment. And then come on up. For our next pose, you'll want a mat spread this way, a blanket, and a bolster. Spread your mat out like so. And then open the blanket up so that you have a large blanket surface on your mat. Then come watch me from my sides. This is Ustrasana, camel pose, which is one of our first back bends we do with the base being the shins. So I press my shins down to do my back bend. We'll start with the bolster here. I press my shins down and I lift the chest. I'm lifting and rounding my chest by pressing my shins down. As I walk my hands down to the bolster, then the hands also press down. Do you see how I press my hands down? To lift my chest so that I'm really curving the chest. So my hands are pressing down on my shins. In the full pose, we take the hands to the feet and lift. But we'll start with the bolster today and then come up. So go ahead and go to your mats facing me. Kneel on your mat with your shins running parallel, about hip width apart. All of your toes pointing straight back. And take the bolster and just lay it across your calves. Make sure your pinky toes are down also. Take your hands on your upper buttocks. Draw your shoulders back and down. Lift the chest. Shoulders back away from me and down. Lift the chest. You can press the buttock flesh down to encourage your tailbone to go in. Now lift, lift, lift the chest and extend, and find your bolster with your hands. Once you found the bolster with the hands, press into that bolster to lift the chest. Roll your upper arms from inside out so that they turn and lift the chest. Evelyn, are you doing it right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Draw the shoulders back, lift the sternum, broaden across the collarbones, and then inhale, come on up. Rest for a moment. This time, come watch me from the sides. I noticed that some of you were a little hesitant to go back. If you're ever going to go to your feet, your hands need to come back a little bit. So if I'm here, do you see I don't actually have a lot of room to do much with my back. So we'll take the bolster back, lift, and bring the arms in line with the heels, at least as much as possible, to take the arms straight and lift the chest and expand the front of the body, not constrict it.
So hands
More towards the heels. Okay? So kneel again. Have your feet parallel. Look and make sure your toes are pointing back. Take your bolster, but now take it back a little bit. Not off of your feet, but back a little bit. Good. Now take your hands to your upper buttocks. Draw the shoulders back and down. Lift the chest. Feel broad and expansive through the upper chest. So this is going out to the side and lifting. Now, keep that broadness and bring your hands down to your bolster. That's it. Now press into that bolster to lengthen and lift the chest. You can allow your head to be in line with your spine so that it's comfortable for you. Press your hands down, Evelyn, and let the shoulders go down as the chest and spine lift. Bring your thighs slightly towards me. And then inhale and lift up. Rest for a moment. So for our next pose, well, no, actually, I learned something funny in teacher training about 3, so we'll do one more. If you can do it without the bolster, go to your feet. Let me show you one trick. Come watch from the sides. When you're ready to go towards your heels, but feel that you can go back enough to get them, but they're too far down, you can curl the toes under, find the heels. Okay, so that's the intermediate stage.
Give it a try.
Give it a try. Sounds good. So come to your, if the bolster is still necessary, that's fine. Come to your mat, be on your shins, have your feet going straight back. Press your shins down. That's it. Now, take your hands to your buttocks, draw your buttocks down, your tailbone in, lift the chest, broaden and expand. Now, if you would like to have the intermediary stage, curl your toes so that the heels become closer, and then take one hand and then the other to your heels. Crescent. That's hard, Kelly. Are you okay?
Yeah.
They can stay curled.
Oh.
They can stay curled. You can stay up. Now press into those heels. It's nice, that nice round firm. Lift the chest, broaden across the upper chest. Breathe, and inhale. Come on up. Nice. Fold your blanket back to shoulder sandal size and put it out of the way. Everyone is going to need a chair for this next pose. So go and get a chair and bring your chair near the wall with your mat. So I'm putting my chair like this with the back of it towards the wall. Taking my mat, folding it forth and putting it on the seat of the chair. And then go get your 2 blocks that you started class with and put them against the wall. Just like this. Everybody, sorry, we're going to do another back bend. Dvipada Viparita Dandasana on the chair. So that's 2 feet staff pose going over the chair. Just watching me from the sides is fine. I come sit in the chair, and the first thing I do is instead of having my hands to lengthen like in the last pose, I'm going to catch my buttocks on the edge of the back of the chair to lengthen my spine. Then I come down, and here I use the arms to curl the chest. So I press my palms here into the back of the chair so that I can get more of a curve to my chest, so that I'm lengthening the spine. Then, once you have that length established, so the buttocks going that way, the chest here, then I reach underneath and find the back legs of the chair. I grab them with straight arms. This helps me to do even more of a back bend. Then, I will take my feet right onto the blocks and lengthen my legs. Here we are. To come out of the pose, it's important to put your feet on the floor, and then I disengage my hands, press my elbows into the seat of the chair, and use the strength of my arms and my abdomen to lead with the chest as I come up. Okay, now you do it. So sit in your chair backwards facing the wall. Your 2 blocks are going to be for your feet, so make sure they're somewhere that makes sense for your feet. The first thing you do is tuck that buttocks under so that you're lengthening your lower back by getting the top of the buttocks on that back seat of the chair. And then lower yourself down, hold onto the sides of the chair, press your upper arms into the chair, take your flat palm against the side of the chair, press into the chair to open the chest, not to roll yourself off the chair necessarily, but to open the chest even more. Press, lift. Roll your upper arms from inside out. Breathe. How do you feel crooked? There you go. Okay. Press again one more time. Press and lift and open the chest. So you're pressing your hands to get that curling, coiling action that you felt in a farmer pose. Now, reach underneath, find the back legs of the chair with your hands. Walk your hands down enough so that you have straight arms. Hold onto the back leg of the chair with all of your fingers. And then find your feet on the blocks and press out. Lengthening, breathing. So continue to roll the upper arms from inside out. Be firm in the legs, press your inner heels into the bricks and the wall, and roll your inner thighs in. Now to come out of the pose, put your feet on the floor, disengage your arms, find the back of the chair. Press your elbows into the chair, Press your feet into the floor and use the strength of your arms and abdomen to lead through the chest. Nice. We're going to do the pose one more time. Let's see. I think you guys can see me from there. Yes, you can sit in your chairs and watch. So we're just going to take it a little slower this time. I hook, and just this is the place where more can happen. So I press my arms here, and I'm not pressing to go off, right? I'm pressing to get the connection with my upper arms so that this flesh is going like this from inside out. So I use my own body to roll those arms to lift and lengthen the chest. Do you see how much action occurs before I've even done anything with the legs? So I'm coming even more around the edge of the chair. And then we'll come for a moment into the final, into the final pose. So again, come into the wall like you were before. Catch your buttocks on the edge of the chair and lengthen the spine. Now we're not in a hurry. We're going to find put your hands on the back, on the sides of the chair. Now press your upper arms into the bottom of the chair. So bent elbows, bent elbows. Bend your elbows. Now, the upper arm pressing into the chair is rolling from inside out. Do you feel that, Kelly? Mm-hmm. There we go. So press your full palm, bend your elbows, press your full palm. Nice, Evelyn. That's the idea. Even more. Get more action of the rolling of the upper back over the edge of that chair. And then we'll just come into the full pose for a moment. Take your arms all the way in. First your arms, First your arms. Find the chair legs, lengthen. So now the arms are just long and straight. Take your feet up. Push up. And breathe. Out. Bend your knees. Put your feet back on the floor. Disengage the arms. Find the sides of the chair, press your feet into the floor, press your elbows firmly. Now use the strength of the elbows into the chair to lift. Bring yourself up chest first. And breathe. So for the next two poses, you'll need your mat like this and 3 shoulder stand blankets. We're going to start with our shoulder stand blankets in the middle of the mat like this. Okay, so go ahead and put away the chairs, spread out your mat, and have 3 shoulder stand blankets. And a strap. Grab a strap. Right in the middle, you're facing me, and you have a strap. And then, once you've got that, go ahead and make a loop in your strap. Just a loop. Okay, you can sit and watch. Bharavajasana 2. This is a seated twist named after a sage. So in this version, we're going to sit on a full stack of blankets, and I'm going to actually use the blankets. So I'm sitting pretty far back, so I have a lot of support of the blankets. I'm going to take my left leg I'm going to take my left leg into Virasana. This leg is going into Padmasana, but I have support. Keeping the knee low, I draw it out, and then bring this up to Padmasana. If the knee is up a little bit, I have the option here to support it with my extra blankets. And Bharavajasana is a complete twist. Now watch, I turn completely to the right and catch my foot. Observe how, using both hands and arms, I lift and turn the entire torso. If this connection seems impossible, we make a loop. If this is not for your knee, we will do half Baddha Konasana, which can also involve a loop. Okay? So in any case, your knee is supported. So sit on the left-hand side of your blankets with your legs extended towards me. Draw your left leg back into Virasana. Your left buttock is releasing down. So you're a little bit scooched, a little bit off. So come way back, Janet, so that this knee will end up actually on blankets. The right leg is going into Padmasana. So we're opening it and keeping the knee low, drawing it out. To here. Padmasana is, so you take underneath your foot and just bring it right up to the hip crease. If you want a little support under the knee, take that, make a little fold, that's it, a little blanket. Now everyone sit up tall. If you anticipate the belt being needed, put it around your foot. And it's going to go behind you. The other behind you, Evelyn.
The other time.
Yes.
Okay.
Sit up tall. Inhale, exhale, revolve completely, turn yourself completely. Now towards the park and grab your foot behind you or your strap. Lift the chest, turn, take the front arm, the back of the hand to the leg. Take the shoulders back, lift the chest, and revolve completely. Keep turning, lift and turn. Using both arms, and breathe. And release. So undo your strap, and then just bring yourself out of the pose. So carefully undo one leg, and then the other leg, extend both legs. And we'll scoot over so we're well onto the right side of our blanket pile. Take now their right leg into Virasana. So when I have my right leg in Virasana, I do want to let the right buttock descend. Nice. Then drawing the left knee out, opening into partial Padmasana, and then taking your foot and bringing it right up top to Padmasana. If you anticipate needing the belt, put it on and go behind you on the right side. Now lift the chest, inhale, exhale, and turn now all the way to your left. There you go. Lift and turn all the way to your left. So take the back side of your right hand to the outside of that knee. Lift and turn. Take your shoulders back and away from you. Breathe. So let that broadness that we were working on in those other poses come back to your upper chest. Broadening around. Now inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, revolve even more. Turn, let your shoulders be even. That's it. And release. Undo your Padmasana leg. Extend. Undo your Virasana leg. Extend. One more time. This time, observe. I let's see. If you watch from the sides, that would be nice. So we have this. Here's my setup, and I'm turning. If I lean forward to get my foot, my loop, and my shoulders come forward, then it's difficult to twist. So I want to sit up tall, draw my shoulders back, even as I'm going around. So I'm not leading with the shoulders. Lift and turn. The shoulder cap's going back and being broad. If that means that you may need to make your loop a little bit longer to start, that's okay. You see, so I can really get my shoulder back so that I'm having an enjoyable twist and not sinking in the chest. So, to the right, so sit on your left side of your blankets. Sit well back. Take your left leg into Virasana. And even here, make your pose even. Then draw your right knee into Padmasana. Find your loop. And as I said, make it a little bit bigger if you are struggling. Now sit up tall. Draw the shoulders back and down. Broaden across the upper chest. Maintain that. Inhale, exhale, turn. As you take your hand back, that's it, Evelyn, that's great. That's the idea. That's it. And lift and turn. Broaden across that, that's it. So do you have a strap? Maybe make it even a little less so that you can get that shoulder, this back. Or did you lose them? Let Janet have it for one moment and then we'll come out. There we go. And release. Undo your Padmasana leg, carefully extend it, and then gently take out your Virasana leg. To the other side, sit on the right-hand side of your blankets and draw your right leg back into Virasana. Got it? Now we're draw the Padmasana knee back. Okay, let's all do that again. Extend your leg. Be kind to your inner knee. Keep the knee low, 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 low. Draw it back. And then work on bringing the foot up if it's going up. Take the strap on your foot if necessary. Sit up tall. Draw the shoulders back. Create space in the upper chest. Inhale, exhale, and now we're all turning to the left. Turn to the left, and once you have your strap, draw those shoulders back, just like you had on the chair, just like you had in Ustrasana, getting the breadth across here. Allow your shoulders to release away from your ears. Inhale, lift, be long, be tall, don't sink, and exhale, turn a little bit more. Allow your right buttock to stay down so that you are long on both sides of the waist. It's not coming with you. And breathe. And then release and come around. Carefully undo your Padmasana leg. Stretch out your Virasana leg. And then we have a simple switch to Salamba Charvangasana setup. Shoulder stand setup. So I put my blankets here. Evelyn, you might want to move a little against the wall, away from the wall. You have your loop that you want to make now an appropriate length so that your arms, when they're like this, are parallel. So it's going to be a bigger loop than your foot loop. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Then take one of these blocks and put it right here. And then come watch me, you can just sit right there. Yeah. So Bobby, make this lined up.
You're gonna get one more too.
You want one more? That's fine.
4 looks better for me.
So Salamba Sharpangasana is shoulder stand, shoulder balance. I want to be on my shoulders. In order to be on my shoulders, I put my buttocks on the brick and lay back. Here, my head goes to the floor. My neck is not on the floor, and I have about 2 inches of blanket between the edge of my shoulder and the blanket. I'm holding onto my loop so I can find it. Just as in the other poses, I turn my upper arm from inside out to get more onto the top of my shoulder. We're going to I kick over, put my strap on, reach back, and turn my upper arms. Then place the hands on the back and bring the legs up. In this pose, see how my chest, my chin are quite close. You can hear it. Then to come out of the pose, we'll come back to Halasana. I remove the strap, roll out, and now I slide so only my hips are on the blankets, and then we'll come up. So lay down on your block and blankets with your shoulders 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches from the edge of the blankets. Hold on to your strap so you'll have it.
Well, maybe.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your head is on the floor, your shoulders are on the blankets. Now turn the upper arms from inside out, nice. Lift the chest. Then kick over into Halasana. Put your strap on. Extend the arms. Once you have your strap on. Evelyn, is that the right size?
Could be
Loose.
a little tighter, but not much.
Okay. Extend the arms and now get onto the top of your shoulders by rolling the upper arm from inside out like I did. And then place your arms on your upper back. Place your palms on your upper back and bring one leg and then the other come up. Put weight into your elbows. Evelyn, you're also kind of crooked, so I think you should just come down. Yeah. Kind of diagonal on your blankets. And then take the strap off and you can readjust. Draw your thighs back. Just like in headstand when we try to be really even up and down, here we have sort of the opposite problem. So bring your thighs back. Lengthen up through the inner heels and roll the thighs in. And breathe. That's better, Evelyn. And Kelly, you're a little sliding off your blankets. And now touch down over your head to Halasana, remove your strap. Roll out gently, there's a block there. And then scoot yourself so that your head, neck, and shoulders are on the same plane and your hips are supported.